Hello everyone. I'm making this. So I originally intended on doing a top 10 worst albums of 2021. And then I started listening to a lot more music than I anticipated. So I'm like, okay, there's probably going to be more than 10 that I want to mention. So I'll do 15, you know. Add some dishonorable mentions and that'll get me to a fair, 17 that I'll get to mention, and then I'll be good. And then I actually counted how many albums I wanted to mention, and there were 27. So I decided to do a top 20, leave 4 of those out, mention 3 as dishonorable mentions, and call it a day. So this is that. I would like to say that I listened to every one of the 27 albums over again just to make sure I still had grievances with it. I will also say that this is just my opinion. If you like one of these albums, I have nothing against you. I just didn't find anything in it, really. Well, I probably found something in it. I just didn't find joy, really, or something amazing that I thought, would be cool. So, let's just kick this off with number 20, which is the Imagine Dragons album, Mercury Act 1. Now, I will say about this is one of their best albums in a while. I do actually feel emotion on a lot of these songs, especially the opener. I do feel the sadness that's in Dan's voice. However, that doesn't change the fact that Imagine Dragons is still stuck in their old ways. Monday has to be one of the worst songs I've ever heard. You're my Monday because no one appreciates you. What does that even mean? That's such a dumb phrase. I mean, I don't remember if I made a review to this. In fact, I don't think I did. But I'm just gonna read what I wrote down for it, if I can find it. God, what is it, near Heartland? Oh God, I went. God. There it is. Let me just read you what I wrote for the best song on the album, which was Giants, in my opinion. Amazing guitar. I like this and probably shouldn't. Great screaming, and I feel emotion here. And now, let me read you what I wrote down for the worst song on this album. Cutthroat. Terrible piano trying to be intimidating. The fuck is the second half? Hamilton background vocals. This album definitely suffered from a poor choice of singles. They picked some of the worst songs on the album. Follow You, Cutthroat, and Wrecked as the lead. And no, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. They're not the good songs. However, also, it's just not that great of an album to begin with. So, yeah. Number 19, I get When You See Yourself by Kings of Leon. This album had one good song for me, and that's Bande. Everything else was forgettable and bland. I will say Kings of Leon is not doing very well. They're not evolving very well. They're not doing anything very well. They're just sort of there. They're just trying to stay relevant, and they're not doing very well at it. Number 18, I've gone with Music of the Spheres by Coldplay. God, I really wanted to like this. I really did. I like Coldplay. I do. They're one of the best bands, in my opinion, up until they really went into their pop phase. I think their first 4 albums are some of the best albums of music, especially Viva La Vida, and especially Parachutes. Those are both immaculate pieces of music, and I love them. However, this is not Viva La Vida or Parachutes. This is bad. My Universe and Pride of the People are 2 songs I do find myself frequently coming back to. However, the stupid emoji songs, for starters, are just really bad. Jacob Collier, someone who I thought would add something to the album, ends up detracting from it. In fact, most of the features do that, except for the BTS feature, which I actually really enjoy, and I think it outshines Coldplay by a mile. I really did want to like this, but it's just Coldplay are walking a tight wire here, and they're not even walking it, they're running it while trying to hold a unicycle above their head, and it's just not working. It's not very good. Coming in at number 17, we have Teenage Heartbreak by Lil Huddy. I don't actually want to ripe about this one too long. I will say that everything I did like about the Machine Gun Kelly record from last year is everything I hate about this record. It's trying to be fun, it can't be. Everything in the Machine Gun Kelly record that I thought sort of sounded like something else, there was enough distorting it from that made it me, you know, still able to enjoy it. But there are some major criminals on this one, especially what is it, Don't Be Mad, the one with Eon Dior. I don't even care. It looks like hell. Listen to the chorus and then, or Gives You Hell, god damn it. Listen to the chorus and then listen to Gives You Hell by the All American Rejects, and tell me those aren't the same songs. Tell me. Number 16, we have Therapy by Anne-Marie. There's a total of one salvageable song on this record, and it's the one with Niall Horan. Everything else, I wish I could die when I listen to it. There's the KSI song, which I don't mind, but I'm never going to listen to it again. It really only got 4 plays out of me because I listened to the album 4 times all the way through. The Niall Horan song I actually really enjoy, and I'm still listening to it. It's a great song, and it'll probably make my best songs list. Well, actually, it probably won't. There were some great songs this year. But I do thoroughly enjoy that song. However, I thoroughly hate the rest of the album. Anne-Marie sounds like Baby. Baby, as always, the lyrics are not very cunning. In fact, they're worse than what I think Friends had. So, yeah. I mean, number 15, I don't know if this will be a shock to anyone, but the band Camino's self-titled record. I should be the one who's most biased on this. I listened to that EP a total of 4 times before the album dropped in the span of a week, just trying to get a feel for the 4 songs. And I really only connected with 3 of the 4. One Last Cigarette, Sorry Mom, and Roses. I do still think One Last Cigarette is their best song, and it's the best song on this record. However, this record is just boring pop rock, trying desperately to make it to the mainstream while having nothing differing it from all the other boring pop rock that came out this year. Except it's trying... I don't tend to have an issue with that. Well, I do, but I don't tend to put it on the worst list, because, however, this one is trying to act like it's different, and it's not. Number 14, I put New Shield, Ultra Shield. The only viewer requested to make this list, and I don't hate this. Well, I do hate this. I don't hate every song on this. 2 of them I actually think are really good. I think Mud is my favorite. However, this is the number 6 collaborations, but more immature. I don't see why anyone would listen to this when you can just go listen to that Sharon album and get the same effect, but a bit better. I don't know. Number 13, we have Life Support by Madison Beer. This was the album that I thought was going to top the list when I first listened to it. I'm like, alright, well, worst list, a winner right here. There's one song salvageable, it's Good and Goodbye. It still holds up. Even after a year of me listening to it, I still love it. I don't hate Madison Beer by any means. I think she does have talent. I just don't think she's exerting it very well. I think she's putting all the money, going all in places where she doesn't have the cards, and just hoping that she gets dealt luckily, and she isn't. Number 12, I don't know how to... Oh god, I'm not playing number 12. Oh, I did. Mortem by Heffy. I did not review this album, I don't think, but I hate it with all the fiber in my being. There's 0 salvageable songs on this thing. It's bland pop punk at its worst. In fact, it's not even bland, it's just loud. It's the album I listened to right before it was the Clear Patrick record, which I didn't particularly like, but I didn't hate either. In fact, Pepper's Ghost is one of the best songs of the year. However, this just paled in comparison to it, and I listened to it an extra time just to make sure it wasn't, that I was weighing into it, but it wasn't. It was just as bad as I remembered it. So, what happened, I guess, is my main question. I don't know. Number 11, we have Our Band Apart by Third Eye Blind. This is why I did not listen to the ABBA record. I heard it was decent, but I don't know. I just don't really trust older bands coming back and just trying to reignite that spark, because it never seems to work out. But whatever. Number 10, I hired a clown for my birthday party, and all I got was this stupid album by Gum Disease. This was disappointing. Really was. I had high hopes for this. I listened to 2 singles before it. Download Your House, which I didn't love, but I understood the appeal of, and Scum, which I absolutely loved. And only came out with 2 songs I liked, Scum and Milk, and I didn't even really like Milk. It was just sort of better in comparison to the rest of the album. This was loud, unfiltered nothingness, really. And if you like that, if it's just music to turn your mind off to, that's fine. I totally respect that. However, I'm not judging music that I'm turning my mind off here to. I'm judging music based on what it is, and what this is not good, in my opinion. Number 9, Paris Was Here, Revenge of Paris. Pretty much the same issue, except a lot worse. It's trap punk, I think is what I'm gonna call it. Very loud for no reason, has nothing to say. At least with the Gum Disease record, there were things it was trying to say. I don't know how well that came across, but there were definitely things it was trying to say. Here, it's just nothingness. It's a 10-minute long 7-song record, so whatever. Number 8, I have decided to put The End of an Era by Iggy Azalea. I don't even know. This Iggy Azalea went beyond my expectations. Granted, those expectations were a big old fat goose egg, and I actually got 2 songs I don't hate out of this, and I was not expecting that in the slightest. However, I do think this could have been a lot better. I'm still not saying it's good. It's just better than what I thought it would be. Iggy Azalea still has the same issues she's always had. She's bland, she can't rap, she can't stay on a flow, she can't think of clever lines, her features don't pan out at all. It's all the same issues, it's just better, I guess. I don't know. At number 7, we have Bobby Tarantino 3 by Logic. God, I had really high hopes for this one. Coming off of No Pressure, which definitely wasn't my favorite Logic album, however, it definitely is still a good album. Logic's best album in my opinion is Everybody. That's my favorite one. However, No Pressure was good. However, this is just stupid. No Pressure had these glorious beats with these glorious victory laps that he was just running around by himself, which still added a bit of sadness to the record while still keeping the illusion of happiness, I guess. It was a great record. However, this is just him running victory laps around like a 2-inch swimming pool. I don't know. Number 6, we have Hobo Johnson with Hobo Johnson Alienates His Fan Base. I don't care if this was a joke. I don't care if this was the point, was to alienate his fan base. You put out a piece of music that was not very good, that to me only really had one good song, 2, I guess. And that was Drake Diss, and that still holds up, by the way. I do quite enjoy that song a lot. However, this album is filled with beats that go nowhere and lyrics that are just stupid with unfunny bars and a thesis in the middle that no one really asked for. I'm gonna compare You and the Cockroach here, but Why Socialism is trying to be You and the Cockroach, I think, except You and the Cockroach had some funny lines in it, and it was making a point while being short and sweet and while being, what's the word, good. However, Why Socialism is just, it's making a point, however, it's just not grabbing your attention to make you realize that point, I guess, is what I think. Number 5 is the Lil Skies record, Unbothered. I do not see the need for a deluxe on this, first of all. However, second of all, this was very bland. I was very annoyed at it. There were 0 songs I like on it, and overall, just a bad record. There's not much more I can say, and I will actually say more at number 3, but number 4 is Welcome to the Madhouse by Tones and I. Easily one of the weirdest records of the year, and I'm not necessarily saying there's no bad songs on this. I do think Cloudy Day is a nice song. However, I don't know, I can't get over her voice to start with. I do as it was explained to me in the comments, this is a style of vocals, and even though I don't recall ever saying something was wrong with her voice, it's just it's not stylistically vocals I like in particular. However, I do think that this album could have benefited from maybe some better lyrics, or maybe some better instrumentals, or maybe just a better person singing. I don't know. Number 3 is Silver Dream by Moon Taxi. The only reason this is ranking higher, even though I do think this is a better album overall, I do actually enjoy Unbothered by Lil Skies, because at least there's a purpose to it. At least it's trying to sort of be fun. Moon Taxi is just copying Fits and the Tantrum's whole vibe and acting like it's their own. And Lil Skies, it doesn't seem, he is copying a vibe, he just doesn't seem like he's acting like it's his own. He's just doing it. I don't know, I at least respect the Lil Skies record more than I respect the Moon Taxi record. At number 2, we have Ninth and Walnut by the Descendants. This is a 28-song, 19-minute record, I believe, with 2 decent songs on it. However, this album really serves no purpose to me. I have not decided to listen to the earlier work, mainly because of this album. I wish it had been better. I had high hopes. It just didn't pan out, really. And before number 1, I'm going to give you some dishonorable mentions, starting with the Get Up Sequences, Part 1 by the Go Team. I mean, I don't like this record. I can see if you do. I understand if you do, but I don't. That's all I'm going to say, really. We're All Alone in This Together by Dave. I think Psychodrama was a great record, and I even like some of the songs on this. I just don't think it panned out in the way Dave hoped it had. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a thing that happened. And the final dishonorable mention is Trip at Night by Trippie Redd. I really had a hard time putting this at dishonorable mention, just because I realized Trippie Redd was having fun on this record, and I even had some fun on a lot of these songs. The Ski Mask song, Demon Time, is a fun as hell song. However, I don't think, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I don't think this album is good by any means. I just don't think I could ever fully hate it, if that makes sense. But number 1, to literally no one's surprise if you've ever seen me talk about anything, is Nelly's Heartland. It's such a bad record. It's so bad. There's no salvageable qualities about it. Some of these songs feel like they're just pandering to some guy in the middle of the country just sipping 2 Busch Lights at once while sitting and waiting for his tractor to move at the stop sign, and just jamming out to this because he listened to it on a Florida-Georgia line record and decided to check it out. The worst part is, Nelly is the worst part of all of these songs. These are artists I don't like. Florida-Georgia Line, for example, and Nelly still tends to outshine them in terribleness. And I quite enjoy some of Nelly's songs. Nelly has always been country-leaning. However, he never really dived into being country rap until this album. As far as I know, I guess. I haven't listened to every Nelly album. But I can't do it. It's not very good. It's my least favorite album of the year. It's the only 0 out of 10. It's one of the few 0 out of 10 albums I have that I just simply hate. And it somehow managed to top Justin Bieber, Doja Cat, The Kid Laroi, Madison Beer, Kings of Leon, Imagine Dragons, Dave, Hobo Johnson. Like, so many artists who arguably should have had worse albums. But then no. Nelly had to come out and top them. Why? Because screw you. Why not? Because it's Nelly. Who knows? I don't even know. Like, what? I don't know. That's all. I can't. That's all I have for this video. I can't do this these stupid 27 albums. 27, you know the albums that didn't make the list? Actually, I won't tell you the albums that didn't make the list, screw you. Stupid 27 albums. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great week, day, month, year, whatever. Happy holidays. Yeah. Next video will be my best albums, so that'll be nice, I guess, to talk about albums I actually liked. Yeah. At the end of the year, after all these lists, there's only going to be 5 of them, and after my announcement of what I'll be doing in 2022, I will be doing albums I missed, which I haven't decided the number yet, but so far I have 5 in lock of albums that I missed, and you might hear about them prior in the lists, but yeah, and I'll just do that. But thank you for watching.